So when you get a big success like this, you kind of assume it was easy. It was paid for every step of the way, and Pfizer were trying to kill it every step of the way until almost the last moment. You can watch the story on Discovery Plus. You've got the TV deliveries during lockdown, so they are filmed individually, lots of team there, of course. They did a brilliant job. I gave them the very stuff. It's historically accurate. Much of the fact that is incorrect, including the BBC. I'm sorry, because it's great. I was born near Cambridge. I still live near Cambridge. I've been all over. Running once in a while. Pharmaceuticals, I think Cheshire, etc. It's just a true critical environment. I started Crescendo Biologics, which is a Viagra, Healx, which is an AI company that I still chair. It's now growing quite nicely. Trials. What happened with Viagra was that 1985, I was working at what now AstraZeneca up in Cheshire. Pfizer approached me to lead their research. It's the job. A few months after, early 1986, we became the Viagra project, but it wasn't aimed at male infants, of course, at the time. There'd been a publication a few months earlier showing the heart is it releases a peptide, 36 amino acid peptide that's called atrial incretin peptide. And the profile of that in rats, like the perfect way of knowing blood pressure. I won't go into the profile, it's too detailed, it's really good. So we started two projects, one to stop that protein being degraded, and another to boost the second messenger systems, the biochemistry downstream from the genes. The science in those days, the technology, we can leave 1985, 1986. We were basically, well, you lived through it, it's what we now call phenotypic drug discovery. Basically, you make a chemical and you inject it into an animal and see what happens. But in fact, we were using hearts, just looking at hearts to see if it really works. Of course, it could be working in many, many ways. We didn't have a target. We had a guess at what the target should be. We thought we needed to raise cyclic UMP, but there were 5 enzymes nodes. We thought we could eliminate 2 of them, but it left 3 others. So basically, we made very little progress for the first 3 years. Then, really lucky, there was a breakthrough. You need for breakthroughs. So I'll come to that later. There was a breakthrough in technology called PLC. Yeah, all the time. Yeah, you take it a step past protein with the chromatography. Miles Housley at Glasgow had the very first equipment in the country. We went there, put a student in, and said fractionate these enzymes for us. Didn't quite do the job, but we took it after a year into our labs and eventually separated the PDGs. And we did the drug problems after that. It went very fast from that point. The key thing here is that that was a pivotal point between first and second generation drug discovery, phenotypic and target based. We are now at the pivotal point between second and third generations. You guys are working. That's what I'm still working. We're merging phenotypic with target based with all the genomic multiomics using artificial intelligence. Big lesson from what happened. Switch from first to second, there was a switch. And first was a random. I think that was a big mistake because the productivity for target base hasn't been as good as people expected. You probably don't realize, but when I started my career, pharmaceutical companies were the biggest companies in the world, apart from Saudi Arabia, where I think it was up to. They're now even the biggest are 10 times smaller in market cap than Google and Apple, and falling further and further behind. Why? The productivity is tenfold less than it used to be, basically. We've got to increase productivity tenfold. That's what we're trying to do, right? And I think we're achieving it, actually. We're starting phase 2 clinical trials for a drug that's only cost us a few minutes to get there, with a very high chance of success. We've got to drive up the productivity as we move to this third generation. Drug discovery is not commercially, return on capital is just too low for it to be viable. Okay, so that's the first big lesson. Now, what happened with Viagra was nobody believed in it. I remember one of the directors saying to me, for you guys that like doing risky things. You thought that's what research was about. That's what they were a Me Too company. They were improving other people's drugs, basically, and this it was the lowest resource project of the whole Pfizer Sandwich site. It was within 3 months of being closed in 1990. I mean, I was stood up in front of the clinical development committee and presenting where we'd got to. We had started a hypertension. We found that the profile looked more like a nitrate that people take for angina. And so we switched to angina as the target. I led the clinical trials for 3 years. I wanted to get enough money to resource it, with patients. So it's we're going to fail, basically. And I was told we're going to close it in September. This was June 1993. About 2 weeks later, this young lady, clinical research associate, comes in my office and says, "Well, latest trials, we seem to be getting this side effect." She blushed. I never forget her face. She really blushed when she told me this. And the light bulb went on because there had been science published only 9 months earlier that explained to me why it could be happening. And I got the team together in the corridor outside my office. We agreed. I went straight to the head of clinical. She said, "Give me the money to do a trial in infants." He said, "No, nobody wants this drug and nobody's interested in infants." And sometimes there's a moment in your life where you kind of act without thinking. You get flared. I stood up, closed his office door, and said, "I'm not leaving until you give me the bloody money." Oh, they take me the money. Fortunately, this head of medical was a very good scientist as well. He was a decent guy. Okay, he gave me the money. We did trials at Southmead Hospital or Bristol, 2 trials. But stunningly good results. I mean, it was almost full response. It never happens with any drug. Submitted to the Lancet for publication. Turned it down. Too good to be true. This is what it's like. So, in fact, we never published on it. We published a very small SAR paper, and that was it. Like GitHub not giving information away. Anyway, so we then began phase 2B. I had to give up leading it because I wasn't a clinician, and one of my colleagues took it over. He was the most junior person in clinical. They gave it to him because nobody still wanted it. In fact, he told me last year, we were doing more filming for the BBC, he told me last year that his boss went in and apologised to the team for for them being allocated to work on this drug. All the other things they were working on all failed. So that's what judgment is like. Yeah. So big lessons there. Breakthroughs are tough. You guys are working on the new generation technology for drug discovery. Don't expect it to be easy. I recommend you read this book, Thomas Kuhn. Okay, I know you don't like philosophers of science, but it's mostly crap. Actually, this guy quite good. American, he was a physicist. He wrote this back in 1970 called The Structure of Scientific Revolutions. There's a lot of criticism of it because he kind of makes it a bit black and white, and it's kind of more shades, but it is really good. He's showing how difficult it is to make breakthroughs and how people are always trying to undermine it. Do read it. Take confidence you can do it. Yeah. Thank you. Is anyone got a question today in terms of anything you said, or no? If not, we can move on. The Dave I actually met Dave when he was CEO of Cellzone. Oh yeah, years and 20 years ago. Yeah, yeah, we sold the Blackstone. Yeah, it's years ago. And then I met him again when he was trading. It's like I was speaking to a friend of mine called Dan Roach, who was an investor in biotech. Oh yeah, he's like and I said, I'm interested in trading gold. He goes, "Oh, you speak to Dave? So what do you think about the guy?" Yeah, he's really good at trading. So like David was essentially about trading. He basically ended up day trading and did very well at it. So actually, trading is different from science. You can be very analytical, check the data, patterns, etc. Part of it is being self-control, isn't it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. That is what others do. But I've been doing it in my other career. I just love it so much. But I have to stop myself because it's a bit of a wasteful life.
Everybody can mention it also day trade on there. On that note, thank you very much.